Want a quick and easy way to draw a pine cone? Well, at first glance, these little beauties do seem hard to sketch, but if we break it down into basic shapes like these diamond or triangular scales of the cone, and look at how the cone is basically a teardrop shape, or if you look straight down on the cone and you can see that that's more like a flower shape, and look for the dark areas around on the tips and on the inside and here in between the scales, then it makes it a little easier. And I'm going to show you how to use a water-soluble pen just to make it super fun and easy. The materials for this sketch will be some pine cone to look at and to work from observation, and a water-based brush or brush pen combo. This is the Tombow and it's color 879. One end is a thinner tip. I'm not actually going to use that. The other end has the brush. And what I mean by brush pen is when I make a mark down on my paper and I'm working on mixed media paper, I can take a brush, and in this case it's my water chamber brush, and I can simply add the water and bleed that out and control how light or dark that's going to be. I can also work with, this is an Ecoline, and this too is a water-based brush pen, kind of a fun purple, and that will also bleed when I add water, and I can control how much or how little water to make that dark to light. So for this example, I'm going to use the brown Tombow, and here's my pine cone, and I'm going to do a very quick and loose sketch. First of all, I see that the pine cone itself is kind of a teardrop. So I'm going to dot around the general shape. And then I put in these scales using sort of a modified contour line. So I'm not too picky or particular about the actual shape. You'll notice I'm just doing it very loosely, and I'm seeing that there's a lot of diamond shapes that sort of stack up. Some of these look more like triangles or half rounds, but mainly it's the diamond shape. And so I just get those sketches in with some extra lines in between things, and having those little dots show me the basic shape will help as I start adding my details. So I'm drawing in the edge of these scales, and sometimes I go outside that line, and these guys are a little closer together. So there's my preliminary work. And now I'm just going to take my water chamber brush and I'm going to just bleed down in between those shapes, blending that out. And what I like about this is I get a variation right off the bat with some areas darker, some lighter. And then once I have pulled those down, now those are too white, so I'm going to take a little bit of just my bit of brush that has some of the pigment on it and kind of settle that out a little bit or add some medium value. And then it's going to pop off the page if I add some shadow underneath. And then it's okay if it's still wet. I'm going to now take my brush and go back in and actually darken a few of these areas. So I'm going to, grab my, here we go, grab my pen and darken the in-between just with kind of random sketchy lines. As you can see, I'm just keeping it really loose. Now, some people might call that messy. I'm just going to call that loose. And I might define where the edge of the shape is here a little bit more. And there is my super fun, quick and easy pine cone. I used the same exact technique for drawing the pine cone face looking straight down at it. You can see where I dotted the basic outline shape, which is pretty much circular, drew it in with the brush end of my Tombow, added the water, and then I came back with the Tombow and added some more dark areas. And of course the shadow. And I hope that feels like it's popping off the page. The fun thing is to observe how different pine cones are and try to capture each of the different shapes. On this page in my nature journal from last year, I purposely went out and looked for pine cones from the different trees and represented them with a very loose just pen line and wrote in the names after I investigated which tree they came from. So you could either just do it in pen or play with your brush pen like I just showed. Have fun.